So I know I'm not the only one that feels this change of energy in the world or this change of energy spiritually, right? This could be mentally. Maybe the things that you used to deem important are no longer important, are no longer serving you. This could be your friendships, right? The people that you deem to be your friends, the conversations that you guys are having are no longer fulfilling you. Maybe the vibration of conversation you guys are having are very low, but your spirit is calling you to have conversations that are operating at a very high vibration. You know, are your friends judgmental? Do they gossip a lot? Do they reminisce about the past a lot? Right? This could be your family. A lot of the time, the things that affect you most are the ones closest to you. You could literally feel this energetically. What affects your mother will probably affect you. What affects your father will probably affect you. The list goes on. You know, maybe your family is very stuck in cultural norms, things that we deem to be our culture but are actually destroying our lineage, are really having an effect on you, effect on your brother, your sister, just having an effect overall, and you're very much so noticing it. Maybe your family is very judgmental, they gossip a lot, or they're not as supportive, and this has been affecting you. This could be your environment, right? Product of your environment. You want to be in an environment that is going to uplift you, because if it's not uplifting you, you got to ask yourself, what is that environment doing? You know, for me, being a dude from New York, upstate New York, small town, I came to the city of Houston because I wanted a change of environment. I wanted a city experience. I wanted to see what the city would bring out of me. You know, was it a hustle? Was it a grind? Was it a new opportunity? You know, what could the city bring to me? And then after years of living in the city since 2016, I'm letting you guys know now that this is my last year in the city because it's been great. You know, I'm glad I got the experience, but I also noticed how the city and the movement of the city has affected me in the long term. So now I'm going to remove myself from the city because I need that change of environment. That could be you right now, where that environment is holding you back. You feel stuck in a box. You maybe just need a change of environment. Maybe you can't move out of your spot right now. Maybe you live with your parents and you can't move out of your spot right now. You need to find a place that is like a safe haven. Maybe it's too loud in your home. Maybe go to a coffee shop where it's nice and calm. Maybe go to the park, right? Maybe go to the library, some place where you can remove yourself and really process how you're feeling and where you could just be at peace, something that is very tranquil. I have been taking a lot of time to just step back and evaluate all these different changes. And I feel like every other year, every 2 years, there's just a major shift in energy in the world. And I feel like it really happens around election time where so many different changes are happening in the world, right? And I feel like it's very important for us to be very conscious in these moments because I always believe that there's some type of divide, right? It's like a bridge. So it's like you go this way and this is you reaching a new level of consciousness, right? This is you serving God. This is you working on yourself. And then there's this direction where that's like the deep state, right? That's like the sunken place where you're still living in the past. You're still breaking yourself down. You're having negative talks. This direction, you're having positive talks, right? The vibration is higher. I feel like there's always a divide and you got to choose, you know, what the red pill, the blue pill, the blue pill, the red pill. You got to make a decision of where you want to be because there's no middle ground. You know what I'm saying? It's like your relationship with God. Like, are you hot for God or are you cold? Because that lukewarm, you don't want to be that. You want to be hot or you want to be cold. So you want to be hot. You don't want to be cold. But you know what I'm saying? You want to always pick one. You don't want to be kind of in the middle. And that's exactly how I feel. Like the things that were important to me are just no longer important to me and no longer serve me. What has helped me so much in this chapter of my life is spending every single day with God, devoting every single day to God, right? Everything that I do, I want to be a vessel of God. I want to be a servant of God. Like me even filming this video right now, I believe that this message is for somebody. Like God called me to express this feeling to you guys because like I said, I know I'm not the only one that feels this shift of energy right now in the world. So I'm here to talk to you guys about it. We have to pick one, you know, we have to pick one. You don't want to be doing some good or doing really good, but you still have those bad habits. You still have those things that you know are holding you back, right? Like that's that level of consciousness where you know, like when you do something, you're like, this is not good. It's that discernment. Like, I know that this is not good, but I'm still going to do it, right? It's like when you eat that very sugary thing and you're like, I know how this is going to make me feel, but I'm going to do it anyways, instead of you getting yourself like a cold pressed juice that is going to make you feel good. You know, it's all like cause and effect. And I feel like a lot of the time, we'll do certain things and we'll just believe that it has no effect. We'll do like small things and think that like we can get away with it and it will have no effect. Oh, okay, I'll just brush that off, or I'll just do it again. I'll just do it again. I'll just do it again. I'll just do it again, until you realize that, wow, I'm in a very sunken place now, because this thing that I thought was so small, I kept stacking it. I kept stacking it. I kept stacking it. I kept stacking it. Kept doing it over and over and over again. And now I'm in a sunken place because it hit me hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I crashed. It's so important for us to realize when we're getting off the path of God, right? When we're living in the world, you know. And one of those things that I've noticed the most is just like the music. Something that may seem so little, like, oh, it's just a song. Like this song just gets me lit. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of vibe where it's just like, oh, this song just makes me feel good. But what you have to realize is that music is a vibration. You know what I'm saying? That's your consciousness. That music is a vibration. It's a frequency. You know, that's why some people will listen to 432 hertz music, because it uplifts them. It makes them feel good. This is why people will listen to worship music, because the words mean things. It makes them feel good. You know, and you may listen to a very dark song and you may think that it is making you feel good, but it's actually covering up what you're feeling from within. It's like you drinking alcohol or you getting high. It's just like you keep doing it, you keep listening to this music, and it's going to keep covering up something that you feel from within. And the moment you don't have that, you're just going to be in this place like, wow, I'm in a very dark place. So I can tell you right now, like when I've been training at the gym, it's been so difficult for me to find music to listen to, because at one point in my training, I would listen to very hard music, because in my mind, I'm like, this is going to help me get through the workout, you know. But, you know, the moment I gave my life to God, it's like, wow, I feel things so much more. Like just that type of purity, when you repent, you feel things so differently. So it's like that music doesn't move me anymore. So like when I'm at the gym, I'm listening to, you know, worship music, I'm listening to a podcast, or I'm listening to some like hip hop, because hip hop is just like true to me. But this hip hop has to have a message, you know. It's no longer just the beat, you know what I'm saying? The beat hits hard. Like, no, what are they really talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important too. What are they talking about? Because if I'm constantly programming this, right, in my ears, you know, if I'm constantly doing this, if I'm affirming this all the time, if I'm repeating these lyrics, like, how is that going to make me feel? How is that going to affect me? And I just believe it's so important for us to realize the effect of the actions that we take on a day-to-day basis. You don't want to wake up one day and be like, wow, like I'm depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm depressed. Like I don't feel good. I want to be in bed. I lack motivation. I'm not inspired. I don't know what direction I'm going in life. Like you just lost grip of self. You know what I'm saying? You lost grip of, you know, the highest power, because you've been in the world and you've been allowing all these other things to distract you from what's really important. And that's exactly where I'm at. You know, that's why I'm here to share this message with you guys. Like, just get back to what's important, you know, get back to what's important, to what really fulfills you, because we all know. That's what I said. Like, for the most part, we all know what fulfills us, and we know what just kind of satisfies us in the moment, but will not fulfill us. For me, what fulfills me is being a servant of God, being in prayer, being in the Word, listening to the right worship music. What fulfills me is being with my family, spending time with my family. What fulfills me is being in my fitness, my movement. What fulfills me is being out in nature. These are all things that will actually be fulfilling. You know, things that may lower your vibration is you being in the club. You know what I'm saying? You drinking, you getting high. You listening to bad music, you know what I'm saying? You eating bad food. You know, think about it. Like, even the food that a lot of us are consuming right now, like we just try to ignore the effect of that. Like, why do you feel like, you look at any scripture or you look at all these stories, like people are tempted by food, like people are addicted to food. And I believe you and I both know that a lot of the food, especially in America, is very poisonous, right? So why do you think that the food that you're consuming has all these different ingredients? Or why do you think that instead of them just making bread simple, you know what I'm saying, with 3 ingredients, because you only need 3 ingredients to make bread, what, water, yeast, and salt, you know, why does the bread that I'm consuming have 30 ingredients? These are the types of questions that we got to ask ourselves. And a lot of the time we won't realize how it makes us feel until later on, because a lot of us are just so sick from within that it's almost like we're just continuing to consume the sickness. And then, like I said, then you'll realize at some point, like, wow, I'm sick, or wow, I'm depressed. If you go to any supermarket right now, I challenge you to just something that you eat on a day-to-day basis, or you eat weekly. I challenge you to just pick it up, turn it around, look at the ingredients, and ask yourself why they're putting certain things in this food when you know that it doesn't need this. I'm even over here, like my mother, she has a garden, so she grows a lot of different things, and I'm so proud of her because I've seen her put in so much work, grounding herself, really, doing God's work and, blossoming, growing all these amazing fruits and vegetables. And I'm like, wow, it's so amazing to see, that you could grow something from the ground. You could plant the seed and it can grow to be something beautiful. Because you go into the supermarket now and you look at the fruits and vegetables and you're like, wow, these are not the same. Like, this is just not the same. The nutrients in these foods is just not the same. So how is that affecting your vibration on a day-to-day basis? I'll tell you, when I have a cold pressed juice, with organic fruits and vegetables, I feel amazing. But if I consume something that has 30 grams of sugar in it, it's going to affect me. I'll be a little bit more sleepy. If I start my day by fueling the body to keep my mind sharp, then it's likely that I'll have a better day. But if I start my day by just waking up and just consuming sugar, or maybe, not focus on what I'm going to be consuming at all, then it's going to affect you. And these are all things that I've just been realizing so much. Like, it's so important that we ask ourselves questions and that our discernment is on point. Our discernment is on point with the things that we do on a day-to-day basis. And, just giving my life back to God, being a servant of God, I've noticed these things so much more. And I'm like, wow, like a lot of us are just like of the world, you know what I'm saying? And the world doesn't love us, right? A lot of us are in consumption. We're consuming so much, but we're not creating enough. You know what I'm saying? I had to switch up the battery. What I wanted to mention is that a lot of us are just very much distracted, like so distracted to the point that we don't even realize that we're in the matrix. We're running on that hamster wheel where we're doing the same things over and over and over again. We're not fulfilled, but we're expecting a different result by doing the same things over and over and over again. Like, I make these messages for me as well. This is therapeutic for me because, I've been very distracted where you don't even realize it too. That's the crazy part about, just all the noise in the world. Like, you could be so much in the mix that you don't even realize that you're in a very deep, dark state, or everything around you is very dark. Right? And this is why it's so important for us to take a step back and zoom out and evaluate everything around us. Not just one thing, I'm talking about everything. Back to the beginning, your environment, your friendships, your family, your desires. We need to be asking God what we need, not just what we want. And that's one thing that I've included into my prayer. It's like we always want to pray for what we want, but what you want is a lot of the time very worldly and won't fulfill you. We need to be praying for what we need, like that happiness, that joy that you're going to feel from within. That's going to come from what you need. And, it always bothers me to hear people say like, oh, I haven't spoken to my mother in 3 months and my father in 5 months, or I haven't seen them in so long. And I'm like, wow, that's so crazy. Like, I know not every family member you like, what I'm saying? We always got 1 or 2 family members that are kind of like, still love you, but I'm gonna love you from a distance. But those ones that speak the word of God, they make you feel good. They're very positive. They're optimistic. They're very giving. You want to be around those people. You want to do good for them. They're going to do good for you. And you guys can continue to repeat that, and you just raise the vibration around you. But I'm telling you, if there's people that you're around right now, family, friends, your environment, back to the beginning, you want to remove yourself from that. You want to evaluate everything around you. You're going to have to take a step back and zoom out and evaluate everything around you. And then once you evaluate that, you can make the changes, and then you'll notice the difference in your life. So really just paying attention to being very focused. The word focus is just like, oh, just focus. You know what I'm saying? You know how hard it was to focus in school at times with the boring classes and global studies and all that? Man, I was falling asleep. But whenever it was something that was fulfilling, something that connected to my spirit, man, I was focused, you know? And focus isn't something that's just so light. Like a lot of us are distracted. We're not focused, you know? So if you can get to the certain level of focus, you'll be able to see everything for what it is and then understand what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Not what you want, what you need to do to fulfill your purpose, to be impactful, right? To make change in the world, positive change in the world, to be who you need to be for your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? To be that chosen one for your loved ones. So just really evaluating the energy of the world, evaluating the people around you, your environment, all these things are so important. And I know more things are going to happen. You know, I always dread summertime. Like I'm not the summertime guy. Like I don't look forward to summer. I just don't like it. You know, I like it when it's a little bit more cool. I get to wear the hoodie, you know what I'm saying? I get to wear the sweats. I like the weather a little bit more. I feel like a lot more tragedy and things happen in the summer. Like I think summer is ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Like the summer is kind of ratchet. And the cool weather is like what I prefer a little bit more. But, you know, it's just really evaluating everything around you, taking a step back and then being like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do. Or this is no longer serving me. So I challenge you guys to question everything. Question everything. Question why you do what you do. Question what is fulfilling you, what is not fulfilling you. And then make the changes you need to make and then continue to pray. You know what I'm saying? Continue to pray, continue to spend time with God, because if you're not spending time with God, if you're not spending time with the higher power, then you're just making all these decisions yourself, you know, and you're just human. You're just making all these decisions yourself. And a lot of the time, those decisions are going to be in pride. Those decisions are going to be in ego. And those decisions are going to be in your worldly desires when you want what you need, not what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like what you need, not what you want. So hope you guys enjoyed this little talk. Hope everyone's been well. It's been amazing catching up with you guys. And as always, stay true to self. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.